Hello, good evening. Today I'm going to talk about air pollution. So let's get started. So this question is from the website of the IELTS speaking. So that's why today I have no idea to talk about the thing to talk. So talk about. So that's why I used something sample of the IELTS speaking. So that's why this question is so very formal and the question is a little bit difficult for me. So let's get started. And I think today's question is today's question is very my hometown is very useful to answer this question because my hometown had a lot of factories. So especially when I was a child, the air pollution is so bad. So that's why I can use my hometown as an example. And so when I was a child, the air there was very terrible. So that's why in my hometown there was a factory of iron. So the factory always burning the iron, burning the fire, burning fossil. Maybe the fossil is a fossil fuel to burn the iron to melt. So that's why there were a lot of mm, smoke from the factories, and the smoke has, maybe I think that has iron or some small things from small mineral from the factories. So that's why my hometown is always a little bit smell the bad. And I can see some brighting thing in there. Maybe that is iron or something. So I think that and I was asthmatic at that time, and I suffered from asthma for since I was 3 years old to 17 years old. And after 17 years old, I came to Tokyo. So that's why I could escape from the bad air pollution. But recently, today and last August, last month, I went to my hometown. But the air pollution is so good. The air pollution has recovered because the large factory of iron um, stop the work. And the smoke from the factory disappeared. So that's why the air pollution is very removed from the town. And I and my son could stay my hometown very comfortable, stay my home very comfortably. And also, when I was a child, the water pollution is so terrible. And maybe and my father told me not to eat the fish which I caught in the river, because the um, drain drainage was where and dirty water directly dripped into the river. So and I had caught a fish which is a strong shape, which is a strange shape. And maybe that is the affected by the pollution of water. So and the fish which I caught taste something bad and smell so bad. So I could just only fishing, and I couldn't eat any fish there. So that is my childhood. That was my childhood. And compared to my hometown, Tokyo is very clean because I think and me the central area. mm, I think I guess there is some restrictions to to prevent factories or building which emit bad smoke or something from being built. So and or as well as it I think the trucks can't trucks don't allowed don't be allowed to enter into the central area. So that's why the Tokyo's air is very clean, and that is my first impression when I started to live in Tokyo, and my asthma recovered. My asthma recovered at that time, and I haven't occurred. I haven't take asthma since I started to live in Tokyo. So that is very good place, and I very appreciate to the some restrictions for the economical something. Yeah, and by the way, about the water, I think the fresh water from the faucet in Tokyo is very delicious, and it doesn't smell so bad. Doesn't smell so bad, and doesn't smell some calories. So that's why, because my hometown, in my hometown, I'm sorry to something. I'm sorry to told my hometown something bad. So I'm appreciated to and to the hometown, and I love it. Actually, I love my hometown very much. But apart from the environment, so that's why that's why. So in my hometown, the water from the faucet is not so good. Taste not so good, and むしろ、not so good, and I think it was so bad, and so that's why my father and my mother and I sometimes go to the mountain and to use the well, and to take some water to took some water from the well, and but the well is the well was located deep in the forest, and the middle area of a mountain. So that's why yeah, we need to some patience to take some water to use as a drinking water. So that it is a little bit tired, and I felt a little bit fed up with taking some drinking waters, and because I can find the fresh water from the faucet, but the reason why the taste was bad, so we avoided to use the water from faucet. So and I have it is very ironical, and but maybe in Tokyo, I think that Tokyo has a very good summer filter for the fresh water, so that's why the taste is very good. And in the Kanto area there are three there are, I think there are three large rivers, so that's why the Tokyo can be accessible to the fresh water very much, and the amount of water is so lot, and so that's why we Tokyo doesn't need to carry water from far distance. So I think that is the reason we can take very delicious water from the faucet. So as I want. So that's all. Goodbye.